This is Assa Guideline. Here's the key. It has 6 chambers filled with Assa barrel spools, and you can also see a groove on the top of the key that's given the name of the lock. It actuates actually 3 finger pins that do not interact with the sidebar as one might expect, but actually actuates 3 ball bearings that are protruding out of the core into the sidebar groove, and only when the finger pins are set to the correct height, the ball bearings can enter the core and the core is free to rotate. So that's it for the introduction. Now let's go to picking. So as with all the Assa barrel spools, at first there's the tapered intro. So 1 needed touch, 2 is springy, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is springy, 6 is springy, 1 springy, 2 springy, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is springy, 6 is springy, 1 needed push, 2 not sure, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is springy, 6 is springy. Again, 1 needed a push, 2 is okay, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is springy, 6 is springy. And this will go for quite some time. 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is springy, 6 is springy. 1 nothing. Okay, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is springy, 6 is springy. 1 needed a touch, again 3, 4, 5 needed touch, and 6 is springy. 1 needed touch, 2 is springy, 3 needs a touch, 4 needs a touch, 5 needs a touch, 6 is springy, 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 is okay, 6 is okay. We'll try the finger pins. The second and the third needed a touch. Okay, touched back the second. Got a click, and hopefully we're done with those. 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 is springy, 4 needs a touch, 5 needs a touch, 6 is okay. 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 needs a touch, 4 needs a touch, 5 needs a touch, 6 was springy. 1 needed a push, 2 is springy, 3 needed a touch, 4, 5. Again, no, first 6 was bound, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can nicely hear those clicks. 1 needed a touch, 2 is springy, 3, 4, 5, 6 was springy, I guess. 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 needed a touch, 4 needed a touch, 5 needed a touch, 6 needed a touch. 1, 2, 3 was bound, 4 was bound, 5 was bound, 6 was bound. 1 needed a small push, 3 needed, 4, 5, and 6 needed as well. 1 move, 2 is springy, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them needed to be moved. 1 needed a small touch, and again 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to repeat this process until we are able to enter the milling, which hopefully will be in a relatively short time. 1 was springy, 2 is springy. Got lost. 1, 2, 3 needed to touch. 4 was somewhat bound. Nice click for 5. The rest seems okay. 1 was springy, 2 was springy, 3 is okay. 4 needed a touch, 5 is okay. 6 needed a touch. 1, 2. Yeah, 3 needed to be moved. 4 feels somewhat strange. 5, 6. So 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 needed touch, 4 needed touch, 5 needed touch, and 6 needed touch, and I felt co-rotation, so yeah, 1 is stiff. So we are in the counter milling. That is matched to barrels, so it's gonna be fun. Nice click. But we are still bound. Still bound. There are a bit more clicks than I would expect, but okay. Still not there. But we are now. So 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4 is springy. 5 is springy. And 6 is springy. So the rest of the barrels got up a tiny bit. So I have to get them back into the milling, which was now. And we'll see how the rest goes. 1 is springy. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. Yeah, 4 feels bound, so that was first click. I feel a bit of springiness, so we'll leave it there and we'll continue on. The next pin was bound, but now I feel a bit of springiness, so we'll leave it alone and we'll go for another binder. 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 is still springy, 4 was binding, but I would guess that we dropped something. 1 springy, 2 springy, 3 springy, 4 springy, 5 is bound nicely, so nice click. Not springy yet. 1 more click. Another, and I'm not sure if I didn't overset it a bit, so we lost something. That was numbers. Click from number 6. 2 is springy, 3 is bound. Still. Now it's springy, 4 is springy, 5 is springy. Still was, 6 was a bit bound. 1 springy, 2 springy, 3 springy. 4 was not in its place. Touch 6. Got a nice co-rotation, so hopefully we're back into the milling. 1 is springy. 2 is bound. Come on. Cooperate. Okay. 2 is springy, I guess. 1 is springy. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4 was up. 5 was up. 6 was up, so they got out of the milling. 2 is okay. 3 is okay. 4 needs a touch. 5 is springy and 6 needs a touch. Nice click. 1, 2, 3 is bound. Got a nice click out of it. Okay, now it's springy. 5 needed a touch. So 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 is springy. Okay, 4 is binding, but not for long. 5 needed a touch. 6 needed a touch, and we should be back in the milling. So I guess 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are not bound, but number 4 is still not set. Hopefully now it is. Now number 5 is binding. Nice click from that. Number 6. And got a small co-rotation, so we'll go back. 1 springy, 2 springy. 3 is springy. 4 is springy. 5 is bound. Now it's springy. 1 springy, 2 springy, 3 springy. 4 is springy, but got a small co-rotation. 5 is springy. Now number 6 is springy too. 1, 2, 3, 4 is bound. Come on. Still one more click, I guess. Okay, and we are open. Yeah, barrels are always fun, especially when the counter milling is matched. So now let's see what's inside of this beauty. Sorry. Got those set for different operations, so hopefully this will not be as big of a problem as usual. Okay. I hate these clips. I just hate them. Okay. Now, let me think. Yeah, like this should be okay. Okay. Drop pin number 2. So here you can see the ball bearings that are actuated by those finger pins, and when the setting is not correct, hopefully you can see these ball bearings protrude out of the core. But when I insert the key fully, they drop inside and they allow the core to rotate. So I will drop them. These are just 3 identical ball bearings. Now let's drop the key pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And interestingly enough, there are 2 more chambers, but as you can see, no holes for the ball bearings. So I'm not sure if this core actually come from, say, twin combi or something like that. But it's certainly interesting. Maybe it has some, say, mastering potential. Here's the detail of the core. Let's check the milling. Maybe I'll try thinner pick. So here you can see some integral element, and that's probably it for the core. The keyway is pretty nice, wide open, quite a pleasure to pick in. Now let's dump those barrels. So these are the anti-tangle springs with this middle section that's on differently, and you can see the groove for the ball bearings right there. Other than that, there's nothing special. The score, just you can see some integral elements, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, one more thing. Each of the finger pins has, let's say, 2 gates. Not sure how well it's visible. There's a tiny spot which is sort of false gate, and there's this huge dimple where the ball bearings can fall in, so it acts as a true gate. The other finger pins they have them switched, so up there is a false gate and down there is a true gate, so this one has to be up, the other needs to be down. And nice thing as far as picking is concerned, thanks to the round shape of the ball bearing, you don't need to set it very precisely. Sorry. So you just nudge the finger pin and the ball bearings does the rest of the work. So let me arrange the pins for a close-up. I'm not sure how well the gates will be visible for the finger pins, but I will try my best. Come on. So here you can see the pins in their full glory. The key pins are just standards, nothing special on them. You can see the gates of the finger pins, and then there are these Assa spools. You can see the length of the spools is somewhat matched to the length of the key pin. Here are the springs and the ball bearings for the secondary locking mechanism. Here's the detailed key with this groove to control the key pins, finger pins. And here's the detailed core. Come on. Okay, quite nice, wide open. Pleasure to pick in. So that was the Assa Guideline. Thanks for watching, have a nice day and goodbye.